and now today.
Yes, my friends, today is the day and this is the moment. I'm your host, Coach Raja. Believe it and become it. I appreciate all of you for being here. And you got to ring the victory bell for being here and being so amazing. And you know who else is amazing? My next guest. Let me tell you all about her. Lindsey Korell. She's an operations strategist and a former COO who helps successful business owners redesign their companies to run without them at the center. After a major health crisis forced her to rebuild how she worked, she learned how to recreate structure that frees the owner instead of trapping them. Sound familiar? So today, she guides CEOs to install clarity, strong systems, and real independence so they can grow without sacrificing their time or their well-being. So without any further delay, please welcome the one, the only, the super talented, super beautiful, the person who walked uphill both ways to school in the snow, barefoot, the one, the only, Lindsey Korell. Welcome to the show, Lindsey. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me here. And how did you know? I grew up in Montana, and of course I walked uphill both ways in the snow.
Oh my God, that's incredible. What a coincidence. So if you want to have a coincidence with us too, click the link down below so that you can leave comments on the live. So let's just dive right in. So Lindsey, amazing story. First of all, you've shared that your business looks successful on the outside, but was breaking you on the inside. What was really happening during that time?
Well, in my first business, I was that youngster that believed that I could do anything as long as I worked harder, worked faster, worked stronger. I hired a small team. We were killing it. And I didn't build them right. So I was still the decision maker because, I was the boss. So I had to make all the decisions, keep all of the good stuff for myself. And I didn't actually give them the opportunity to make those decisions. So while my business was growing, revenue was growing, I had a team, they were doing their thing, but they still had to keep coming back to me. So every single thing rested on me, the clients, the decisions, making sure the revenue happened. It all came back to me, which just led to burnout because you can only work so many hours in a week.
Certainly. And like having done 25 years in a corporate pharma, making $1 billion drugs, it's all about deadlines, presentations, what's your title, and everybody cares about like what's the org chart look like so they know who they're supposed to kiss butt to. It's a way to kind of like burn out and just not really create the right team culture so that people feel empowered so they can give and they can share. So walk us a little bit through about, what was the moment in your health crisis that forced you to stop and rethink the way you were working? Because I've been there too.
Well, I know you have, and I know you can feel it with me, but I had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
And when you have a heart attack, you're laying in the hospital room and the bright lights are there, the beeping is there, and you memorize that ceiling tile above your head because that is the only thing that you're looking at all day long is that ceiling tile. And that moment, you realize that I might not even get to live the life I've been working so hard to build.
Right.
It's like, how does that work? How can I be healthy, be working out, and be building this business? And it was slowly killing me. And God tapped me on the shoulder and said, guess what? You're going to sit here in the hospital.
Yeah. I got
You're going to pause.
Yeah. And I think all of us have had some sort of a moment. I mean, I got to, not to bring something up recently, like this year's been a hard year for my family. We lost 6 people in the past 7-8 months. And one of them, my uncle, he sitting in his living room, he was completely healthy, no pills, no medications, had a heart attack and just passed away right in his like living room floor. And I was the person that came on site. When they called time of death, they were already doing CPR for 20 minutes when it showed up. They did another 10 minutes. that heart attack, it is a freaking reset in your life. So I know how scary that can be. It was traumatic for my family as well. Tell us more about like what clarity did you gain after that event about how a company should be run, and if the owner wants both freedom and growth, how can they approach that?
So the clarity as you're laying there, I
Yeah.
definitely was one of the lucky ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking about, am I even going to be able to work again? Am I going to be able to play again?
Yeah.
That was the scary part. Can I even go play with my nieces, with my family?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I started really thinking about what my business. I can't be everything in my business. So what
No.
can I be? And it's like first, the owner should set the direction, but not be the direction, not drive the direction, not do every
Yeah.
single task. Every role and responsibility in my business and in any business needs to be very clear. And every person that is doing that role needs to have the permission to do that role. So they don't have to come
Oh,
back to me.
yes.
And
Yes. You hit the nail on the head. One of those things is that a lot of employees don't feel empowered enough to do what they need to do. And they're constantly seeking permission. Am I allowed to do this? Should I do this? Well, as part of that team culture, you should always feel empowered to say, well, oh, I got a great idea. Don't have time to meet with whoever the team leader is or the president of the company. Can this help the team move forward? Can this help the company move forward? Can this improve the bottom line? What are you waiting for? Go do it. Go do it.
absolutely. I mean, it happens in all size businesses, and in small businesses,
Mhm.
it's deadly because it comes back to the CEO. If everybody
Yeah,
has
because then like work comes
CEO,
comes to a stop. I mean, suppose you have like a scrum master and you're doing a daily stand up, um, you know, 15 minutes in the morning. All of a sudden, there's an afternoon of 4 hours of meetings. How the heck is someone supposed to get a response on a decision and then finish up their work by the end of the day? It doesn't happen. So you must empower your team so that they can make the choices so that it keeps progress moving forward. Even if it's imperfect progress, that's okay. You always learn something. You don't fail. You either win something or you learn something, right? So tell us a little bit more about
absolutely.
and tell us a little bit more about what it is you do in your business now. So after this event, now you are fine tuning your business. Like, what is it that you do? Who do you serve? And can you give us an example of a success story of a person that you've worked with you?
Absolutely. So I'm an operations strategist. I come into your business and see where the dependencies are. So I look at every piece and see where the business is solely dependent on you, the CEO, the owner. And then
Yeah.
I'll help you walk through getting rid of those dependencies. A lot of times I have to pull those one or two things out of your head because
Yeah.
those are the ones that you love to do. I'm guilty of it too. There are
Yep.
things that I love to do and I don't want to give it up. But
Right.
if I got hit by a bus or had a heart attack tomorrow, who's going to do those things? So
Right.
I help CEOs and owners pull those things out of their heads so that the rest of their team knows what those special things are. And then I help
Right.
set it up so that my goal, cross my fingers every time, is that you, the owner, CEO, can take a 7-day vacation without your laptop. And if you can do it, if you can bear it without your phone.
Right. 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 Oh, incredible. And for that alone, oh my gosh, that's one thing I definitely am still guilty of, is being too interdependent with my staff, my team, and my business. That like I'm always trying to stay in the business rather than working on the business. And a lot of us have been there, especially as entrepreneurs. We're always trying to do something extra. What's the next thing we can do? How can we grow, improve our lead gen, or improve our conversions, or how do we connect more? How do we do client retention and improve the experience for our customers, and ultimately grow that top line as well as the bottom line. All those things matter. And you know what? You have a free gift, I think, that will actually help people. And I'm going to share that down below. Tell us exactly what that is and like what they're going to get when they click that link.
So this is my independent snapshot. It is 8
Hmm.
questions that just basically are ranking how dependent is your company on you. It's a 1 to 5, each of the 8 questions. And then you can take a few minutes with me and walk through those dependencies and see, are you totally independent and your business doesn't run with you? Or if you're like most companies, that your company is dependent on you. And if you want to, we can walk through different strategies to take some of those dependencies down so the business isn't so dependent on you.
Got it. So Breaking news. A lot of businesses within 5 years fail. Why? Because they're so dependent on their business and their leader that they forget to be the guide, not the person working in the business. So make sure you grab that snapshot and that you learn how you can improve those business relationships by actually freeing yourself from everything and being entrenched in the management. And if you are getting value here, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us to grow and to create more impact. So our goal is the end of the year. We're going to try to hit 10,000 subs, and we're on the way. I think we got 8,800, so we're getting on the way. I mean, thank you all my fans. What a brilliant thing. So if you're getting great value, give us some likes, give us some hearts, and we're going to share those hearts back with you. All right, so let's move on. As I always say, people join a person, not a business. So tell us a little bit more about, you've already started on this. We were talking about growing up in Montana. Like, where'd you grow up and how'd you grow up?
I was one of the lucky ones. I grew up in Montana. I spent the winters in town. I mean, a town of 1,000. So we'll call it, that was a city for me. That was a huge city. But my grandparents had a dude ranch. So as kids, we spent, my cousins and I spent the summers on the dude ranch with my grandparents. We met people from all over the world, which was kind of my first introduction to, wow, there really is a big, beautiful place out there. Things to do, and I had a horse and a national forest. Can't beat that.
That's incredible. What about growing up? Was there any like movie or a book that kind of inspired and shaped the way you think today?
That is a good question. I'm kind of an omnivore, not only in food but books and movies too, and my opinions change rapidly. So I'm a voracious reader, so I don't know if I have a favorite book, but I am reading what did I put the Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy right now.
Ooh, I like that.
This is an amazing book. It all starts he's not going to come out and say it, but it's really NLP based, and it really gets deep into your mind and changing your mindset, because he is talking about how mindset creates everything that you do. It makes or breaks it.
Yes, it does. And I'm a certified NLP expert, so I will definitely grab his book as well. I'm a big fan of like Erickson and Jim Rohn and how they use NLP to transform people's mindset to a mind shift. That's why for my system, I talk about black belt mind shift. I'm actually going to be rebranding next year, taking away a victory mindset and creating it as a victory mind shift, because truly for me, that's what I think is so important for a lot of people to realize. Like, we get stuck in a mindset, but we can create a mind shift if we have the right tools and strategies so that we can continue to utilize those every day. Tell me a little bit more about what's a fun fact about you? I mean, we already thought it cool that you grew up on a dude ranch. I mean, that alone is super cool. What else is a fun fact about you?
Well, growing up on a dude ranch, one of my favorite guests, they came every year. They were from Switzerland. And the father of the family worked for a banking system. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, because I was pretty sheltered growing up in Montana. And I started traveling in 9th grade. My first trip was to Mexico. And in that time, I've got 30 stamps in my passport. I'm working on it. Wow. My goal is 100.
Fantastic.
But I got to get on that. I got to get a few more stamps in there. But my favorite country is Peru. I loved Machu Picchu. It was amazing. And there's so many more things to find there. I think I need to spend a month or two there. And of course, Italy. I would have so many more stamps if I didn't keep going back to Italy.
Italy is on my bucket list. And actually, my son just went on a European trip last summer, because he got selected for this like Americans in like music abroad program. And so he went with multiple different high schools from like Northeast US, and they traveled to 7 countries in Europe. Or no, they gave 7 concerts in Europe in 4 countries. So they went to Switzerland, Austria, Germany, and Northern Italy. I'm like, oh, what a great trip. I wish I could have gone with him. And they spent 3 weeks in Europe. Oh, what an amazing journey. He learned so much. I had such a good time. And now he realizes what good food is, especially good pizza. So he compares every time we have pizza here in the US now. He's like, yeah, it's not as good as Italy. It's just not.
I know
What
those
about-
little holes in the wall in Rome have the best pizza.
yes, they do. That's what I hear. What about what's your favorite kind of music? What like really jams you up?
Oh, I'm from Montana. I love country music. I can swing
Woo-hoo!
dance, so got to get my groove on at country music. And I live in Texas, so there's lots of honky tonks around here.
Oh wow, wow. So are you big into line dancing? Is that like still a big thing?
I'm not much into line dancing. I would prefer to swing dance.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, what about what's growing up, especially now that you're in Texas? This is going to be an interesting question. Like, what is your favorite kind of food?
It's still steak. Yeah. When
That's
you
it.
grow up on a ranch, my granddad had cattle ranch, cattle on the ranch too. So we
Gotcha.
butcher our own cow at the end of the year. And
Oh my God.
you realize how much food has changed from when you were kids to now. It's like, I know so many people just think food comes in cellophane and little trays, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I know for us it's like, I was in like a small village in India, and some of the places had chickens, and even though we weren't allowed to eat those, like the eggs, like people we take them into the city to sell them. So people, fresh from the farm really meant a real thing. When I came to the U.S. and I never realized what McDonald's was. I had to learn what all these different kinds of foods were. Like I never had a steak probably until maybe middle school. I tried for the first time, and I thought, oh my God, this is so different than what I've ever had in my life. And my mom was a great chef. She would make great Indian food. So for me, like I was happy with the food we had, but I also wanted to try other things. Um, very nice. So I know who to call. Okay. Hello, Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. So listen, we need a pallet of your bone-in ribeyes. Yeah. Throw in the porterhouses too. Like make sure we get like enough A1 steak sauce in the green room. Stat. Thanks. So, totally real
definitely
call.
need that A1 in the green room.
There you go. Yeah. So totally real call. So before we shift gears again, I just want to ask you again, to the audience, make sure you grab her gift. What an amazing way to start to up level your business and your life, because don't wait till you have a problem or a wall hits you in your own business. Start anticipating it. Remember, part of being a business owner is that there will be problems and challenges every single day. Every single day, I say that there's one big fire and there's like 2 or 3 small fires you got to put out every single day. If you expect it, it's just business as normal, and you just go through it. You finish it up, and I just read a great book, Mel Robbins' book,
Yeah.
Let Them Theory. Fantastic, because then you start to flip the script on, let them do what they need to do, let me do what I need to do, and then all of a sudden, life is not so challenging. It's just your reactions to them. So do you have a favorite quote that you would love to share with the audience?
Yes.
Mhm.
Don't stand in a place of danger expecting miracles.
Oh, I like that. Don't stand in a place of danger expecting miracles. Oh, I love that. Who said
It's an
that?
old Arab proverb.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Let me grab that. Ah, beautifully said. And before we shift over, what is one thing that you want people to recall about you?
You started a business to build a better life for yourself. And if it's not giving you that, it
Yes.
can do it. It just takes the will and the time to shift into systems to make that business the better life for you.
Gotcha. All right. Beautifully said. Thank you so much. So you're going to get a victory bell before we toss you over to the green room. Make sure you save me some food. Most of my guests are pretty hungry, so like I usually go hungry later too. So we'll see if she saves me some. All right, folks. So while she's over there chowing down, hope she gets some extra forks too. And guys, extra napkins, okay? As we go through in our business and our lives, we're always trying to make an improvement, make a change in our lives. Make sure that you don't miss our annual end of the year event. It's coming up shortly on December 20th, our annual Black Belt Mind Shift event. If you want a big transformation in your life and your business, make sure you don't miss that. It is your chance to up level yourself. And for being on the show, you get the coupon code MindShift50, all caps MindShift50, and you will get half off the ticket price. So make sure you do that. 3 hours of transformation live. And because if you want to make waves in your life, you got to do something else. First, you got to make a big splash.
When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? No, there's a splash. You make an impact, and then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end.
All right, folks. So today we have the 60-second mind shift. Lindsey talked about how to recover from a traumatic event that happened to her. And a lot of us, I think that myself even, I'm not going to go through the 5 stages of grief. I've been through that already this year. A lot of us are going through some tough times. And sometimes even in the holidays, it's even worse for us because you see other people being so happy, it almost accentuates the challenges or the trauma that you are living in. And sometimes I think that if we live alone or if we don't have someone watching out for us, we sort of live in that grief for too long. There were 5 stages of grief, and a lot of people stay in them far too long. When instead, I remember when my mom passed away, I honestly, I think I was in grief for about 2 months. It took me a while to really break out of that. Then the next death happened, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. I mean, 6 of them in a row. I hate to say it, but it almost got a little bit more easier to go through the stages of grief faster. I would have said maybe it took me 2 months the first time. Next time it took me 3 weeks, then 2 weeks, and 1 week, and the last one I felt like I almost was over it, in a couple of days. It's tough, but what if we condition ourselves to think that there is a way for us to get through these emotional patterns and change our belief systems even faster? You heard Lindsey talk about NLP. What that stands for is neuro-linguistic programming. It's something that started with Erickson back in the 50s, and it got really mainstream with Jim Rohn and then Tony Robbins, who worked with Bob Proctor. And so there's a lot of things happening where if you, for example, my next book is going to be with Bob Proctor's son, who's going to write the foreword. And so you get these connections with people, and you realize like you've got to start out with your words. This is why daily affirmations work so well, because your words become your beliefs become your thoughts, right? And then your thoughts become your actions become your results. So think about that and start saying that every single day. Start a journal every morning. Okay? Take over your day on your terms. Don't wait for someone else. Don't wait for the cell phone and the email list and everything else coming to take over your life. You start the day the way you want, because when you control your morning, you control your day. Start out with affirmations. Start saying, I'm going to be more healthy every single day. I'm going to be happier. I'm going to be more focused at business. I'm going to love my wife, my children. I'm going to love my family more every single day, and make things that are realistic. You don't tell yourself, I'm a billionaire right now. Well, there's not an alignment with that, but I'm working on a business that will become a $1 billion business. That's a great way to start the day, because that aligns with your truth. You are working on it, and you're going to do it if you keep it up, right? All right, folks. So let's bring Lindsey back and find out if she saved me any food. So, Lindsey, how was all that food? Did you save me any?
I did. I left you a steak.
Oh, wow. Thank you. All right. So what did you think about that 60-second mind shift? What is your big takeaway, and what would you add to it?
I journal every morning, and that book that I read that book, I choose a book and I read half an hour every morning, and then I journal on what I thought about that or what's going on in my life. And not only is it a way to center, to ground and to center, but it's a great way to look back on how far you've come. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite part is especially when you have a big event. You can see the whole trajectory. You can watch it go down and then come back up again, all in your journal. and you can be proud of what you have accomplished because you've written it down and you know where you've been.
Fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much for that. But that's been a great takeaway for us all. So Lindsey, as near the end of our journey here together, holding hands, singing Kumbaya, walking off into the sunset together, tell us what if somebody gave you a blank check with unlimited resources, what's your grand vision to change the world?
I'm glad you asked. This was a fun question for me. So I've traveled a lot, and I've been in third world countries, first, second world, and I've seen so many different ways to view a problem and solve a problem.
Yeah.
If I had unlimited resources, I would put together a program that could take every American kid once they graduate from high school or maybe between their junior and senior year and take them to a second or third world country, somewhere that is completely different from where we are now. And it's not for a fun trip. It's to see a different perspective and hopefully understand how much opportunity and how wonderful of a country we actually live in. And also stick by your guns. There's 100 different ways to solve a problem. There's not just one. Use your creativity, use your ingenuity, and go for it. You can make it happen.
Certainly. I love it. Thank you so much. That was very well said. Lindsey, thank you so much for being here and being such an amazing guest and a host. Make sure you grab her link down below. If it's on the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. If it's on YouTube, it'll be in a banner or in the first comment. So you are a smart audience. I know you will find it. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, don't fake it till you make it. Believe it and become it. Thank you, you amazing guests. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you all on the next show. Bye-bye. All right, Lindsey, great job. And so just a couple of follow-up questions for you before we head off. Just tell me a little bit more about, why did you want to be on my show today? Why here?
Raja, I love the different people that you bring in. I know you're doing a big push right now for the end of the year, and I've seen so many interesting people come on your podcast. I love the diversity. I love the diversity of ideas. So I appreciate that you're bringing that to your audience, and I know they're appreciative of it too.
Oh, thank you so much for that. And, what was your biggest takeaway from the show today?
I love, you were talking about NLP. It's been I'm a master too with NLP, but it's been a long time since I've used it. So you're inspiring me. You're inspiring me to go back and refresh myself on NLP to be able to help my clients as well. So I appreciate that and appreciate you talking about journaling and doing the mindset, because that has been really powerful. And I know sometimes you just kind of fall off the horse and forget about it for a couple weeks and to re-up and get back on.
Yeah, it's always about, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. When we hear that, Rocky, right? So just keep on going. We all have our good and bad days, me included, you included, everybody out there. We've all had our tough times. It's okay. We're allowed to be human. Go ahead, feel it, get through it, get around it, get over it, whatever you need to do, but keep moving forward. All right. So for those that are still following on, make sure you scan and get that login. That's going to be our Mindshift workshop coming up right around the corner. Make sure you don't miss that, because what an amazing way to start to change your new year by learning the mind shifts that you need to create success in your life and your business. So Lindsey, last question of the day, and totally unbiased, scale of 1 to 10, how much would you recommend me to somebody else's stage?
I'll give you a solid 10. I'd be happy to recommend you.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much.
Actually,
Lindsey.
I got an email set up for you that's going to give you a few more options for guests if you would like.
Outstanding. I love it. And I want to thank everybody out there, because part of my mission is to raise awareness and fundraise for the national National Stuttering Association, the NSA. So I thank everybody for being a guest on my show, and we are out of here. Thanks, podcast crew. You know what to do.
Thanks, Raja.